Hello there, my name is Nelson Ideba. Welcome to the Nelson's community. So, in this video, I'm just going to be sharing with you a little story about how my life has been after I graduated from secondary school. Now, I know that I posted my UTME score. I talked about how what I did to get such score. But I just thought it would be nice to share with you guys my story. Why I had to wait for so long before even considering starting school in Nigeria. It's not been easy so far. I've faced a lot of rejections. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. But along the way, I've also learned a lot from, you know, all my disappointments. So I just believe this story would be inspiring to someone out there. So without further ado, let's begin. Now, it all began in 2021 when I graduated from secondary school. I was so happy. Finally, it was over. The 6 years of assignments, tests, all the hurdles was over. So it was another phase of my life. Then I think when I graduated from secondary school, that was when I figured out what I truly had passion for, what I wanted to study in the university. At first, I used to think I wanted to study medicine because we Nigerians, our parents would always encourage us to go for medicine. When you just say, "Oh, I want to be a doctor," our parents will support us, with their full chest. So I thought that was what was meant for me until I graduated and figured out that I had the science. First of all, I didn't really like biology, not I hated it, but it was just a whole lot of work for me. Secondly, I'm not the kind of person who loves to look at blood, our organs, and all of those medically related stuff. So I figured that medicine wasn't for me, and what I preferred most was engineering, tech, building things from scratch. So I decided I was going to go for engineering, particularly robotics engineering. However, I figured out that robotics isn't a common major in Nigeria here. If I wanted to study it, I would need to go to a private school here, which is really expensive. So I began to look at schools abroad. I began to think about what it would be like to study abroad. So I began my research. I spent the entire 2022 researching about U.S. colleges, the requirements, the nitty gritty secrets of getting into top U.S. colleges. I looked at school like Harvard, MIT, Princeton, Stanford, and so on, thinking that I had a chance. I had the hopes, something that at that initial time, anyone would feel so enthusiastic about the entire process. So that was me. I was already seeing myself abroad studying at particularly MIT. I loved MIT a lot. So I decided to begin my application in the year 2023. I knew a lot about all the requirements such as transcripts, SAT scores, letters of recommendation, essays, extracurricular activities. At that time, I already had a job as a teacher at a school not too far from home. So I was working, I had some experience, and I said, why not give this a try? 2023, I decided to apply. I planned to apply in 2023, however, things didn't go quite well. I couldn't get one of the requirements for taking the SAT, which was my international passport. When that time came, I didn't know that. Not that I didn't know, I knew, but the major issue I couldn't get the passport was because I didn't have my local government certificate. So by not getting that, I needed to travel to my local government, which was so far away, and going through all that stress, I figured out that it would not be possible because it was already late to get the passport and expenses here, and I didn't even have the money for all of that. So the year ended, and I postponed it to 2024. I said, I was going to apply in 2024. Now 2024 came. I still could not get a passport. The reason was because I didn't have the funds. Passport fees had increased from 25,000 naira to 35,000 naira. Then I think it's 50,000 naira now. And I couldn't get it, and I still could not get the local government certificate. I actually asked a relative to help me get it because he lives close to the council. Till now, I have not gotten my local government certificate. I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to call anyone a thief, but it's just not fair, just not right. He kept, just telling me that it would arrive soon. It had not been signed and all of that. That was one of the reasons I couldn't take the SAT. Not that wasn't the complete reason. I couldn't take the SAT because it became quite expensive for me. I mean, I tried. I gave it my best. I tried what I could, yet I couldn't take the exam. Then, so that was what happened. I could not take the SAT, and I wasn't going to just give up in applying to the schools I wanted to apply to. I already had a list. I had already started the application from the 1st of August, up to November, December. I had already gone like far ahead. I had gotten my documents, my transcripts, my letters of recommendation. They were all good. I had filled out the application. So the only thing that one of the major requirements that I needed to include was my SAT score, which I couldn't because I didn't take the exam. I still applied, having little hope. At first, I thought I was going to take the SAT, so I had like a lot of hopes that I would end up applying my SAT score, and that would give me a better chance of getting into the colleges I wanted to get into. But when I didn't take the SAT, I knew that I had very little chances or no chances at all at getting into any college because the colleges I was applying to were really competitive. Talking about schools like MIT, Harvard, I didn't apply to MIT anymore because it strictly says send SAT scores. So I didn't apply to MIT, I applied to Harvard, schools that were out of reach for me. I knew from within me that I wouldn't get into any of these schools. I just applied anyway because maybe somehow I would get some luck. At the end of the day, after 3 months, I think from March, I began getting decisions. Guess what? I got rejected. You think I got accepted? Like, that would be a miracle. I got rejected by most of the schools. Then April came. I got my final decisions, and I got rejected by all of them. I applied to 18 schools, and I got rejected by all of them. Now, as sad as that was, I expected it was still expected because I'm Nigerian, I'm international. Secondly, I didn't take the SAT, which was another major red flag. And then thirdly, I was applying for financial aid. I needed 100% financial assistance, and you know what that means. Colleges want to invest in students that they can trust. They feel that are reliable to give back to them, something like that. Students that they feel will give back to them in the future, become notable alumni, will be successful in the future. Maybe somehow they didn't consider me as one. But I'm not considering myself a failure because, as I say, rejection is redirection. I learned a lot quite in this journey. I know that better doors are going to open up for me. I've learned a lot, I'm 3 years now as a staff at a school. I learned much about myself when it came to the essays. I didn't know how creative I was, how much of my life I knew about until I had to answer those prompts. So I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about the US application process, and it also helped build that resilience in me that, oh yeah, it didn't work out, but that's not the end of the world. I can still always try again sometime in the future, which is why I hope to apply later in the future, maybe for graduate studies. Right now, I finally made the decision that I'm not going to apply to US colleges for undergraduate studies anymore. It's been a whole 3 years of anticipation, and yet it didn't work out. So I'm going to be applying to schools in Nigeria, my homeland. Right now, I'm still indecisive of the school to go to. I'm thinking between Unilag and UNN. Guys, please recommend me good schools. Although I heard a lot about the hostels at UNN. I don't know, please. I need your help, please. Tell anyone who has attended either of these schools, please tell me much you know about the schools and give me a good feedback. I would really appreciate it. So that's pretty much it about my little life after high school. I know it may not be the most encouraging one, but what I want to take from this video is that no matter what you do in life, you may have the high hopes, the high aspiration, and at the end of the day, it may not work out the way you expected. Do not give up. I mean, look at me. I'm still alive. I'm still breathing. I'm still okay. In fact, I've never felt so peaceful as I have now in these few days, when I don't have to think about applications or colleges or essays, SAT scores. I studied rigorously for the SAT, yet I couldn't take it. So I'm saying that if you're hoping for something, it doesn't come at the exact time you hope for it. I mean, sometimes just give it a break. Think about what you should do next, and do not kill yourself over certain opportunities. Maybe it's just not the right time or the right thing for you. So that's just what I want to say. Do not give up. It's quite generic, but it's really really important. I know. Look at me now. No matter the disappointment that comes my way, I'm still gonna develop a thicker skin. So I mean, life moves on. So thanks so much for watching this video, and I hope to keep posting. Now, okay, what's the way forward? First of all, now this channel, I know I've not been posting consistently. I hope to be providing educational videos on this channel, study tips, enlightening you guys on certain things. I love science, I love math. So if you see me bringing up future videos on certain topics related to education and all of that, do not get surprised, because I'm an educationist. In fact, I teach math at a school, so it's something I love and which I want to start off from here to build a little community for myself. So please, if you enjoyed the video so far, well, like, subscribe, and share the video. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you some other time. Hopefully I won't take so long to post anymore. All right, peace.